Good evening, everyone, and hello. As you can tell by the title, you know what I'm going to talk about. So, I turned 41 the other day. Well, I turned 41 on Sunday. Today's Wednesday, I think. Yes, it is. Definitely Wednesday. So I thought off of thoughts and how it is to be 41. So far, it's not really any different than being 40, although I acknowledge that I am officially 1 year older. And I'm infinitely, well, not sure why I said infinitely, but I'm getting closer to the end. I mean, well, we all are getting closer to the end. But once you become 40, I've become much more aware of just how close I am to that other half of life. And sometimes it just leaves me not knowing what I should think. It really does. But what can I say? Since I started this vlog in February, I have improved myself somewhat. I handle my depression and anxiety better. My suspicions about me being some sort of neurodivergent have been agreed with by another commenter on a previous video, which I will be looking into soon. And if I'm honest, it would explain a hell of a lot. Really would. I've lost 5 kilos thanks to the exercise I do. The most important thing is that I am actually doing much better with my depression, my anxiety and everything else. I mean, it's still there, but I seem to be handling it much better now. I think I mentioned in the previous video how, between the age of about 20 and my late 30s, or until recently, I used to have really bad days. I think I mentioned once before that I had one night where I think I cried myself to sleep before work. So I just convinced myself that, nothing was going to work out. I was 30 something then. I think I was in my early 30s. I fell asleep. I think I eventually fell asleep watching Mystery Science Theater 3000. I think. Pretty certain I did. Not that it really matters, because I don't get nights like that now, and that's a good thing. So I am doing better. Have I improved since starting this vlog? Yes, I have. I think I mentioned I lost 5 kilos when I weighed myself about 2-3 weeks ago. Is 5 kilos in February, March, April, May, June, July, August. About 8 to 9 months. Actually, no, it should really be 8 months. It's not brilliant, but you know what? It's better than losing 5 kilos in 8 months is better than gaining 5 kilos in 8 months. I'm right on that. Besides, it's not good to lose weight too quickly, because that is how a lot of people who do lose quickly suddenly gain it back because it's just too quick, apparently. I mean, I'm not a doctor or a dietologist or anything, so you might want to look into that yourselves, but that is what I've heard. But 5 kilos lost since then does leave me feeling pretty good about myself, because it knows that I can do this. I just gotta trick myself into doing these things after time. It's like with my jogging. The only way I can keep doing it is to keep doing it. I know that makes 0 sense, so it does, but let's put it this way. Much as I crave spontaneity, my body craves stability and a schedule, much like a dog in a way. I'd like to do the same thing day in, day out. And the best way to keep myself jogging is to start doing it every day, and then that sort of tricks my brain, the old grey matter into doing it. It tricks the body and thinking, right, we've got to go jogging now. Plus, there's also the idea of telling people I know that I'm just not bothering anymore. Don't really want to live with that. Humiliation would, well, it wouldn't be nice. It'd be humiliating. So, if you remember, if you were here from the beginning, I made a video called Don't Stop Never Giving Up. That's right, I did. I actually called it that. The thumbnail will be up on the screen about now, so you'll see it. And I made I gave myself 5 objectives to achieve. One was to go on a date, which, if I'm honest, I'm nowhere closer to getting to. Damn, I can't remember what they were now. I listened to this video this night, specifically looking for this, and I can't remember now. One of them was to try and look into moving abroad, but that ain't happening. I'm an uneducated person with no discernible talent, so that won't be happening anytime soon. I plan to continue my German, which I have. I don't think I'd actually be able to hold a conversation, but something. I have something. I'm continuing it, so there is that. Also, I wanted to get fitter, which I am doing. So there is that. Now, if I can't remember what the other one is. No, doesn't matter. I remember looking at it and thinking I've only really achieved 2 of those. Oh, wait. I remember now. It was to find a purpose in life. I remember thinking this earlier tonight when I was looking at that, listening to the video, listening, what does really matter. And I thought, what the frick does that even mean, find a purpose in life? Does anyone really have a purpose in life other than just live? And make it as pleasant as possible? I don't know anymore. So that's a silly one. Really is. One positive thing I will tell you. Do you remember in a previous video where I told you to make a list of 5 things about yourself and keep them on you at all times? Look, maybe you can see. Doing here. Actually, ignore the McDonald's vouchers or the things I've been keeping to try and win money. But if you remember, I made a list of 5 positive attributes about myself, and I keep them in my phone. I told you all to keep them on your phone or on you. Look, I still have mine. Don't look at it much, but I keep it on me in my phone. Kind, good listener. Okay, that one's debatable, but I'm tolerant, trust. Well, I don't hate, and I'm trying to improve. 5 things. 5 positive things about myself. Now, how the hell did I fold this up before? That's better. No, doesn't matter. I can put that in after I've done this. So, I would say it's been an interesting journey, but not much has really happened. I've made improvements, there is that. I am fitter than I was. I'm not sure if I look thin or not really. Sometimes I think I do, but other times I look at myself and I feel my belly and I think, Jim, you're fatter than ever before. I mean, the confident. I suppose really, for the fun part, I should have said, try and be confident in myself. Because that is one thing I struggle with. So ironically, doing number 3 would probably lead to number 1 being slightly better. Because that was the first one I remember when I made the list. The first one I said was to try and go on a date this year. I don't think I will. Maybe next year. I mean, I shouldn't really be negative, but sometimes I find it hard not to be negative, Sometimes the memories creep back and you think, how the hell did any of this happen? And sometimes you just think, what the frick is wrong with me? I mean, there's no really wrong with there's something wrong with everyone, We all have our faults. Let's be honest, we all have our faults. And like everyone else, I have mine. But really, there's not much wrong with me, really. I mean, any of us, really, if you think about it. I mean, if you're a decent human being, there's not much wrong with you. We just think there is, and we look at our own imperfections and we just use it. Well, I'm talking for me, really, but I'm going to keep saying we. I might as well just say I, because this is me we're talking about here. It's like, I look at my own imperfection and I think, who the frick would put up with that imperfection? And It can get you sometimes. It does with me sometimes, but I seem to be keeping on top of it at the moment. So that is good, because it means I'm getting better. It means life is going to get, it means it will get better. I just got to accept, that my weird eccentricities are not that weird or annoying. I mean, there are some weird, deranged people out there, let's face it, and they get dates. But that's life, Ironically, I was listening to someone talking about being social in general. They said the only thing you really can do is just get out there and do stuff. Just find a nice club or something to join. I remember one previous commenter suggested I look for a walking club. Couldn't find one. Maybe I should start one. Well, there is one in Worthing called Worthing Wellness Walks, which would probably be a nice place to meet people. Then again, the idea of these things, is not to achieve anything, it's just to go out there and meet people. You go out there purely hoping that you'll meet the one or you'll make some grand connection, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Because that's not how life works. I mean, do you know how many times I've gone holiday by myself and I've convinced myself that I'm going to meet someone who's perfect for me and then we'll be happy forever? But of course, to do that, you actually got to talk to people. I remember I said I was going to do this when I went to Ghent in 2019. I didn't talk to... Actually, no, I spoke to one person. I spoke to this street drunk called Adrian, who was lonely, admittedly. I talked to him for about 10-15 minutes. We stopped. He gave me my mobile number and I said I'd call him. Never did, if I'm honest with you. I wasn't really much. I didn't drink at all back in those days. This is before I discovered that nice cider was a thing. Actually, no, it's around about that period where I discovered nice cider. Or flavoured cider, I should say, when I liked it. I wonder how that bloke's doing. I was thinking about this the other day and I thought, I don't know how he's doing. I hope he's not lonely anymore. Because that's all he was, really. It's just lonely. Reached out to someone and I pretty much lied to his face. It's not something I'm particularly proud of, but that's life, though. We make mistakes and we do stupid things. Then again, not much I can do about it now, because I don't have his number anymore. Anyway, in this trip, I went to this Belgium city. I said I was going to meet someone. I thought I might meet someone on a tour. Didn't. I thought I might go to a jazz club and meet someone. Didn't go to a jazz club. Spent most of the time just walking around on my own. Great fun at first, but after a while I just got lonely. But you know what? The reason I didn't meet anyone, there's two. One, I went in with the intention of doing so, and really it's a bit deceitful. And secondly, you got to actually talk to people to meet people. That is the one thing I do struggle with, I will admit. And yes, I'm aware I've had good experiences with that recently. If you go back to the video where I talk about it. Have I talked about this one? Yeah, actually, no, I don't think this video's... Well, the video will be uploaded now for you. As of recording, it's still scheduled for later on, but you would have seen it by now. Actually, I'll be able to put a thumbnail up around about now so you know which one it is, and I talk about how I actually had a conversation with someone at a bus stop, which was nice. But as I was saying, the key to getting out there and meeting people is just to talk to people. It doesn't have to be a meaningful conversation. It has to be deep. It just has to be a conversation, and it all gets better from there. And if someone's not interested in talking to you, then you don't talk to them. That's it. I know there's a lot of people out there who struggle with things like me, okay, but they tend to get a lot more bitter about it. That's the one thing I've noticed with myself. I'm not bitter at other people for being better than me, or being more, or appearing to be doing better than I am, I should say, because no one's really better than me. I'm not really better than anyone else. We're all humans. We're all the same, really. When you think about it, we all are. But yeah, as I was saying, the strange thing is, I'm not bitter about it. You know, there's people out there, okay, who hate society, okay, because they don't want to talk to people and they just think something magical is going to happen. I'm not like that, and I'm very grateful for that. And part of me is curious as to why. I mean, it's like you have a look on the internet, you will eventually find the incel cultures that exist out there, okay, the people. I mean, I'm a man, so I'm going to talk about the male side of it. I know there are femcels as well, but I don't really know that much about it. So I'm not really kind, but there are incels out there who have the same problems I do, just need to get out there and talk, but they end up hating society and women in general for not liking them, and I don't get like that, and sometimes I get confused as to why I'm not a hateful person. I mean, I guess really I just don't have it in me. I also know that hating leads to no good at all. Nothing good comes from that. I mean, if I ever did meet someone who said it, I'll say, dude, just stop the hate. We're all just trying to get by in life, you know? Anyway, to get back, I am incredibly grateful that I'm not a hate-filled incel, essentially. Much in the same way I'm glad I'm not a psychopath who wants to kill people. I'm grateful to be me sometimes, you know? Because sometimes I will admit I look at these pages on social media websites and I do like knowing that I am relatively sane compared to some of these people. I really do, and it does give me a bit of air of superiority. Though I shouldn't really be superior about it, really, because I think with different experiences I could have been anyone, you know? If things went differently in my life, you know, I could have been doing 100 times worse. I could be a much worse person than I am now. Every decision that's ever been made in my life, or every decision I didn't make, I should say, because I'm the most indecisive sod you'll probably meet in your life. Well, I say indecisive, really. I'm just ashamed of what I just feel shame at what I want most of the time, really. But that's the same thing. I'd posit that most people who are indecisive are just afraid to say what they truly want or think. Even when they're by themselves, they don't always want to admit it either. But, damn, where was I? Lost myself now. I keep doing this. Go on these little tangents and then I forget where I am. No, I've lost it now. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm going to get on to the next bit. 40 being 41. This is what I started this video for. As I said, it's not much different than being 40. It's just you're aware that you're slightly closer to the end. I mean, we're all getting closer to the end, but the thing is that no one really knows when their lives will end. Because let's face it, I could pass on tomorrow. Something could happen tomorrow and I could never ever see this. I could leave this mortal coil. Although, if I did, you two, none of you lot watching may not know about it, which is a depressing thought. Then again, it could happen to any of you lot now. I mean, there was one of my first commenters on my videos. Well, someone who I didn't know anyway. Someone who just found my channel, hasn't commented in a good while. I hope they're okay. I really do. Hope they're doing alright. Because I want everyone to do alright, because that's one of the reasons I started this channel. It wasn't just to document my life and keep a record of my improvement. I wanted to inspire others too. So I know there's a ton of people out there like me who struggle with this. I thought, you know, maybe we could end up building a nice little community. Because you never know. I mean, I'm currently on 52 subscribers, so that's something. That means, and I do get some regular commenters now, so I'm doing something right at least. Not exactly sure what, but I'm doing something right. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this off now because I'm running out of things saying. I'm gonna keep saying, well, anyway, and then go back to talking about something which I was talking about. I'm now, to round it off, I'm now 41. Despite how I feel at sometimes, I know I have made great progress this year. And I am grateful I am a person filled with love, and I'm able to reject the hatred that so many people in my situation often end up becoming part of, embracing. I'm grateful for that. And if you are one of those hateful people, I'll say please just stop a moment and rethink your life. Is this how you really want to live? Talking about alphas and betas and cucks and all that other stuff. Just realise that's an ABC thing I did. Well, you know what I mean. You really want to be part of that world? It's not worth it. Leave it, enjoy my world. As I've always said before, if anyone watching this video is struggling with their own issues and you want someone to talk to, then leave a message. Say hello. I'll say hello back. You know? Because life's easier, okay, when you have someone you can just say hello to sometimes. Of course, there's no pressure. I mean, if you don't want to say anything, then don't. But if you would like to say hello, then do so. And if you don't have anyone you can talk to your problems, then reach out to me. You know, I'll listen or read, as it will be, you know, on YouTube or whatever site it is. And I am aware that I was around this video up about 2 minutes ago. So I'm going to finish this here. I hope that everyone out there, okay, is doing great, okay, when you're watching this, okay? Or listening, or just listening. Doesn't really matter. But if you're not, then I hope you can find someone to talk to. If you don't, then you can leave a comment and say something back. I'll read. If you just want someone to vent to for a bit, then get in touch with me. I mean, and I sincerely mean that, I do. Because, you know, life's hard. I get that. Life is hard. But if you have someone you can just say hello to sometimes, it's nicer. At least I think so anyway. But until next time, bye.